I am not you, you are not me. If you're like, no, I want to go no holds bar on my vacation, I want to have a great time, I want to eat whatever I want, do whatever I want, that's totally fine. And you can do that. Hi, my name is Jazzy, and welcome to Jazzy Fit MBS. This is a place where we merge faith and fitness together, and this is a safe space for people that want to come here and learn more about health and wellness. You're definitely welcome here. Today, I want to just jump right into the video. I want to tell you how I lost 10 pounds on vacation. Count them 10 whole pounds on vacation. And normally, when you go to vacation, you come back, and let's be honest, we get a little fluffier. We usually put on like 5 to maybe even 10 pounds, depending on if you went on a cruise or however long you were gone. And sometimes, if you started your health and wellness journey, that can be a little bit discouraging and you feel like you have to start over. But I lost 10 pounds on my vacation, and I'm going to jump right into how that happened. All right. So, number one, the first thing that I did to set myself up for losing 10 pounds on vacation was number one, the very first thing I did was make up my mind that I refuse to gain weight on my vacation. So every person that I spoke with was like, be nice to yourself. You can go overboard. It's a vacation. Don't worry. Enjoy yourself. And I absolutely appreciate people being graceful toward me and being kind toward me. But I already knew that I had set goals. I had motivation. I was working on my personal training. To graduate from my course, and I just did not want to be set back like that. I did not want to come back and have to work to lose an additional 10 pounds on top of the goals that I already had that I wanted to meet. So in my head, before I even left, before I even took my flight, I said, I will not gain weight. I will not gain weight on this trip. I am going to do everything I can to not gain weight. So mentally, I had already set myself up in my mind that that was not going to happen. I already had a picture in my mind of what I would look like when I came back, and I visualized it and I spoke it out loud and I spoke it into existence. I said I would not gain weight, and I also visualized it. So, number one, mindset. Make up your mind when you're going to do something that you want to do, and keep it that way and speak it out loud. So, mindset and speaking it into existence is number one. Number two, I picked a place for my vacation that I know was known for amazing fresh fruit, like fresh food, like fruits, vegetable, fish, all kinds of things like that. The place that I ended up visiting was Egypt. It had been a dream trip of mine for since I was a child. And it finally came to fruition last year. I was able to go, which was amazing. And I know that they have so many fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, which is awesome. There's not a lot of processed food there. So while I was there, I definitely ate way more fruits, way more vegetables, and I didn't really even touch processed food because they don't have a lot available to eat. Most people there eat very fresh. I saw a difference in the people and the size of the people just because a lot of their food is not processed, and it doesn't have a lot of high sugar and high fat and everything in that. So definitely number two was I made sure to pick a place where I knew they had a lot of healthy options. So that was my number three. I made sure I ate a proper breakfast in the morning. So sometimes I'm definitely a breakfast person, but I know some people like to kind of skip breakfast and say, hey, I'll just wait until like 3 or 4 and then I'll eat. But I for me and my body, I cannot do that, because if that's the case, if I wait till about 3 o'clock or 12 o'clock to eat, then I am very, very hungry, especially if I've worked out, and I tend to kind of binge. So I made sure to eat a really good breakfast to set me up for the day and to make sure it was filled with fruits and vegetables and healthy things. And that brings me into the next tip. Egyptians eat very almost like Mediterranean diet, and it was amazing. So for breakfast, when we went to our resort, they had tomatoes, cucumbers, fresh cheese, fresh juices like taking the strawberries and the mangoes right in front of you and making them right in the blender. Very fresh and healthy meals. I was also a little scared because they do lean on the carbs. They had breads, a lot of different breads and pitas, but they were all made fresh and they weren't like processed breads here. So I didn't get that same feeling when I overdo it like on breads or different processed things down here. It felt great. They also served beans for breakfast, which, other than eating a bean and cheese taco, I would never even put beans in my breakfast. But it was amazing. I actually really love the Mediterranean diet, and I feel like it was a really big help to helping me lose this extra 10 pounds while I was on vacation. But the fourth thing I did was I stayed diligent and I made sure I walked at least 10,000 steps. I had my watch on. If I was not, even when we were in the airport, so when we were in the airport waiting, there was like a long corridor from one end to the other, and we had like a 5 hour layover. And I literally, it was probably half a mile. I just walked that back and forth. I was like, I'm hitting my steps. I'm not playing no games. I am going to make sure I at least walk 10,000 steps, because I feel like at least if I would have ate really bad, if I were to get the 10,000 steps in, I would at least be burning something. So I stayed diligent and made sure I walked at least 10,000 steps. On this vacation, this kind of correlates with the 10,000 steps. My husband and I made sure we walked around the resort at night. We went out, we enjoyed the sunsets, we enjoyed things like that. We walked around and we just had made sure that we incorporated activities that were going to have a lot of walking. We went to the pyramids, we went to the Temple of Karnak, and there's just so much walking and amazing things that you can do in Egypt. And you will be walking all day, and then it gets warm, so you definitely will get that sweat, get that burn, and it was awesome. What we also did on top of walking around the resort, I made sure I knew where the gym was in the resort. And I was like, I am going to go work out. Even if I can only do 20 minutes of a workout, I'm going to get it in. So I would make sure when I got back to the resort, I put on my clothes, I go to that gym, and I would get a workout, even if it was a small workout, even if it was short, I would do that on top of my walking my steps each day. So something that goes with that is we made sure to pick a resort that was around the area of a bunch of shops and everything. So instead of opting for an Uber, we literally had a resort that if you would walk like 3 blocks down the street, there was a mall, food, everything. So we just opted to walk there instead of hopping in the Uber. Now, if we had to go somewhere that was like 10 miles away or something like that, then we would make sure to get an Uber. But we chose a location that just had so much stuff around it that we could just walk. That if we literally, our resort, you had to walk probably a quarter mile out of the resort, and then once you got out of the resort, there was a mall, there was food, there was all kind of stuff across the street. So we went ahead and just utilized that and just did lots of walking. Another thing I ended up doing is I opted for the stairs. Yes, I know it's hard, but you can get that extra calorie burn in just opting for the stairs. When we went to the mall, it had like 5 stories up. And instead of hopping on that elevator, I was like, let's just take the stairs. When we went to our hotel, instead of just opting to get on the elevator to come down, I was like, let's just take the stairs. And that little bit is a huge help. And it really did help me. And I absolutely loved it. I was super excited. And it actually gave me like that little burst of energy. So I definitely recommend, if you have the opportunity and you can opt for hopping on the elevator or getting on the stairs, just take the stairs. And that's just a couple more things that you can do. And right, the there. Last thing, now this, some people might not want to do, and I totally understand, but I honestly think that this was a huge part of me not gaining weight. I did not drink alcohol. So I used to drink. I definitely was a drinker, and I used to enjoy, not a drinker as in I overdrank, but I would enjoy my glass of wine or a few cocktails or something like that. This trip, I opted to not drink alcohol. They have so many fresh smoothies that, I mean, it honestly gives you a buzz. The fruit is so fresh. Like, it gives you like this endorphin boost, and I just opted for smoothies and healthy drinks and healthy options, and I didn't drink alcohol. And I think that was a big part of not gaining weight. If you are going to drink cocktails, because I totally understand you want to have a good time, and if you're somebody that's like, no, I'm going on a trip, I want to drink alcohol, I would just say be careful what you choose. Try to choose something that's not as high in sugar. So if you're going for like the blue Maui's or something like that, a lot of those mixed drinks are high in sugar. So I would say if you're gonna opt for something, do a shot of something and add like a club soda with a little grenadine or something like that, just to kind of make it balance it out. So that was my final thing that I did, was I didn't drink alcohol. And I don't expect everybody to be able to do that, but I would say just choose your alcohol wisely and check out the calories and see what you're doing if you want to stick with those goals. Now, with me saying all of this, I also want to say I am not you. You are not me. If you're like, no, I want to go no holds bar on my vacation. I want to have a great time. I want to eat whatever I want, do whatever I want. That's totally fine. And you can do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Me, I just had some goals that I wanted to stick with, and I didn't want to start all the way back over when I came home. And I still had the most amazing time of my life. I just set myself with boundaries. I gave myself boundaries and I said, these are the things that we're going to do or not do. So, if those things sounded good to you, if you like that list, I would love for you to subscribe to this channel, because over here we talk about health and wellness. Nobody's perfect over here. We're all working, we're all on our journey, me included, to self development and getting better. So I would love to have you as a part of the family. Subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like if you thought that this was beneficial for you, if you like this information. And also comment below, where have you gone on vacation? What have you done to kind of combat, weight gain during a vacation? Or do you just go no holds bar? Like what kind of person are you? I would love to get to know you. I would love for you to chat with me below in the comment section, and definitely let me know if this video was beneficial. Thank y'all so much for watching Jazzy Fit MBS, and I appreciate you guys joining me, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Peace.